Hey, hello everybody. I am back with another video. And underwater scooter. What about this? Welding torch? What about this? Oh yeah, I've seen that. Whatever. Anyway, so you probably saw all of these bad boys. Except they're really big. Like they're really fucking big. I mean, just look at them. And they're not even size accurate with each other. Like, why is Chuck bigger than Red? Why are these two bigger than Bomb? I mean, the Blues are size accurate. Bubbles isn't. He is freakishly big. And Terrence, he's actually kind of normal. He's very heavy, though. So you may be wondering, why did I make these if they were so freakishly big and not size accurate? Well, I've made saves of them. Ignore these three: Big Boy Suit, Big Boy Tower, and Bigger Boy Suit, okay? Well, not the Big Boy Tower, and the Catapult, which, just close that. Don't worry about that. Anyway, so, yeah, I'll just be showing off my, Angry Birds mods in Melon Playground, so, yeah. Starting with Red, the main man. He's actually very, very size accurate with, like, a regular melon, and I've heard someone say that Red is canonically, like, 10 inches tall. Like, what? Buddy, this guy's like 5 inch. Obviously, I can't make him that small because he'd just be like invisible in game. But dude, I mean, this guy might be like 20 inches tall in like Melon Playground. But I mean, that's only if this guy's like actually the average height of a human. But whatever, man. Oh lord. So this is Red. He's not really anything special. He's made of flesh, obviously, because he's a bird. And yeah. Oh lord. No. He's also very, very light. Like, if we take a regular melon, and then we just huck him at the melon, sure, he's covered in blood. Covered in a lot of blood, but, doesn't really influence the melon. Well, that one did, but, I don't think that should count. Oh, just broke his neck! I didn't even know I could do that. Red, clear that, and corpses, yeah. Okay. Anyway. Next is Chuck. I made Chuck a little smaller than Red, because, yeah. And, Chuck, because of his smaller size, he is even lighter. I mean, I'm pretty sure Red could also do this, but he's able to pretty easily balance on this guy's head. So, yeah. Oh. Yeah. None of these really have any play features, except for some that I'm going to show. So, yeah. That's Chuck and Red. I should probably keep these guys together, actually. Chuck, Red. Okay, next bird. Bomb.
Is that you, my brother? Is that you, my grandson?
He's a lot bigger than,
Is that you, my grandson? My brother Rand's my grandson.
Anyway, ignore that. This guy is a lot bigger than Chuck, obviously, and Red. You know, he covers this guy completely. So, yeah, that's just Red. They're not Red. Bomb! You may be wondering, why does he have a trigger button when I hold him? Well, it's pretty obvious. He could explode. And it's a pretty powerful explosion, you know, he sends the other birds, like, absolutely, just everywhere. So yeah, that's Bomb. Now we got the Blues. This one's Jim. I can't use my custom sprites, sadly. Why? I don't know. Anyway, this is Gem. I can't use little tistic tard sprite of Gem. But, here's Gem. And I'm about to get an ad. Great. Ignore that. Ignore that little ad. I cut it out of the video on purpose. Anyway. So I can't use the sad sprite of Jake or the little tistic tard sprite of Gem. But this guy's just regular. Anyway. So I can't really use my custom sprites for these guys, sadly. Because they won't load into the game, but, yeah, that's the blues. Next, Barb. Matilda. She's very small. I depict... Oh, Lord, where'd Bomb go? Anyway, I depict Matilda as, like, smaller than Bomb. But here they might be, like, the same size. Why do I do that? Because if you have a female character, why not make her ladylike? And just like Bomb, when I hold her, she has a little trigger, because she shoots out Molotovs, because it's the closest thing I can do with their eggs. And now she's on fire. Bomb, you alright there? Yeah, he's fine. The same cannot be said for Matilda. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just put these two. Just have them side by side. Eesh. Anyway, next to Barb. Terrence. He's absolutely gigantic compared to the others. In fact, I might have made him a little too big. But the thing is, maybe wondering, why does this guy have a weight in him? Well, that is to make him even more heavy. You know, he's able to easily just, like, crush these guys, you know? He'd just, like, land on him and just kill him with ease. So, yeah, that's Terrence. He's very heavy and he's very massive. So, yeah. Next, we got Hal. Everybody's favorite. Well, not everybody's, actually. You know, some people prefer Bubbles or Terrence or Red or Bomb or whatever. But anyway, here's Hal. The thing about him, obviously, if I want to recreate his boomerang ability, I could easily just, like, throw him and then just grab him in the air and just, like, pull him back. But, yeah, so I really couldn't make anything with him except his beak is sharp. I made his beak a blade. Well, sometimes it works as a blade. Other times it's just... Yeah. I'm just gonna get rid of this guy, and this guy's dripping blood all over. Is that even blood? No, that's just watermelon juice, man. Anyway, so we got Red, Chuck, Bomb, Matilda, Terrence, the Blues, Hal. Next bird, well, next two birds, actually. Well, actually, it's a single bird, but variants, variants. Bubbles. Bubbles, my boy. Bubbles, he's very tiny. He's a little tiny dude. You know, he's just teeny. I mean, just look at this guy. Look at the size of him compared to the Blues. Or Blue, I guess. Singular. So, yeah, Matilda, Terrence, Hal, Bubbles, the Blues, Chuck, Red, just all of them. Bubbles, obviously, in order to recreate his ability, I can't just, like, click resize and then just do that, you know? That just feels lazy. He's not even in his round shape when he's resized. And I cannot just use... And also, I cannot just use the balloon staff, because that also feels a bit lazy. Also, doesn't even look good. And I affected both Bubbles and Hal. So Bubbles just popped. Hal just popped. So, yeah, I can't really use the balloon staff or resize them. But I can just create a new model for Puffed Bubbles. And now he's here in his puffed glory. And he's massive now. He is a massive man. He is a big chonker fella. Yeah, this guy's huge. He's barely affected by Bomb's explosion. Bubbles. Can I fill the map with bubbles? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fill the entire map with bubbles at the end of the video, though. Next bird. Ruby. You may know from that little animation that I made, Ruby's ability, as I depict, she literally just slams into the ground, just lies there for a moment, gets back up, and then just starts sliding towards a structure. But how do I recreate that in Melon Playground? You may be asking. Well, Slick Staff. That's how. And I just that it says Slick Staff, not the glue staff. That's the balloon staff. That's better. Yeah, that's literally what I do. Out of the way! Yeah, she doesn't really, do anything, though. Ignore that. Anyway, next bird. Silver. Do I know who created the sprite? No. Do I want to give credit? Yes. Can I? No. Anyway, her ability, we're just, doing a little loop and then just slamming into the ground. So, yeah. Can't really recreate that. It's a similar problem with Hal. I can't really recreate that, so you just gotta do stuff like that. Yeah. Next bird. Melody. Yeah, I'm gonna get some, other stuff. Like, say, these two melons. Her ability is to inhale nearby structures and exhale them with extreme force. How do I do that? And then just... That's how. Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of these guys. That's how I'm gonna recreate Melody's ability. She's also pretty small compared to, Red. Why? Because I can. Next bird. Well, this one actually comes with another thing. Tony. And of course, we gotta get Tony's cabin. Oh yeah, I forgot it was, frozen. Frozen in time and space. Tony's cabin. He just broke the door. Anyway, Tony's cabin is very sturdy. I depict Tony as a weaker, smaller, more chill and civilized version of his polar opposite, Terrence, who is a giant, raging, wrathful brute. And, concrete, it's still heavy in Melon Playground, but it's actually lighter than the metal that I used to make Terrans with. And he's weighted, so he's even heavier. But this guy isn't weighted. He's made of concrete, and he's not weighted, so he's extra light. But he does some pretty good damage to his own cabin. But, Terrence is on another level. If he can move as fast as Terrence. If Terrence could move as fast as Tony... Oh, and he just broke the door entirely, almost. He almost just broke the door off the hinges. Thankfully, there's, like, indestructible ropes. So nothing can get past them. Not even Terrence. And they're not even ropes, they're nails. Uh-oh. There's not really anything in here, and if one of the characters wants to go in, I could simply disable the collisions on the door and just let any character in. But can Bubbles fit in the structure? He can, but with minor squeeze. Ugh! James, oh no. Anyway. Next bird. No one is next bird, but you know what is. The Big Boy Tower. Filled with little melons as pigs. Do they have the eggs? No. Do the birds still want to kill the people in there? Yes. Why? Because they can, and they're influenced by Terrence's wrath, and also want to be completely bloodthirsty murderers. So they're gonna go and destroy the structure. Red did nothing. Chuck ramming into that and kills the king and one of his minions. He didn't even kill the king. Yeah, Chuck did a shit ton of damage. Just a shit ton of damage. And Bob's gonna follow up. Okay. Oh no, the blues. What happened to the blues? The blues are nowhere. We. Bleh. Bleh. I just destroyed a barrel. Bleh. Bleh. Matilda. She missed. But that's what she wants you to think. Egg. Not really an egg. Okay, now she missed. Hey, but she's coming back. For more egg. But that didn't do anything. Terrence is coming in. Just rams through the entire thing. Hal launches. boomerangs, and takes Ruby down. Bubbles wants to avenge his brother, so he launches. And then do the puff. And then deflates. And he didn't do anything. Then Ruby comes in. Because I don't want to spawn the slick staff. She just does that. Blech. Silver comes in and avenges Ruby. The king is still standing, but not for long. Melody comes in and sucks down a single thing before getting blasted away by her own exhale. Tony comes in and finally kills the king. Oh no, Tony has failed. But not to worry, because Bomb's back, and he's back with the short fuse. Never mind. Thought I could change the little settings. Anyway. The birds have finally defeated the pigs, but now Bubbles found a cloning machine. He's about to clone himself. He better just clone himself a lot. How many bubbles could it take to fill up the world? I'm not even counting, I'm just gonna fill it. They're already covering most of the floor. And I just spawned a howl. With every howl, there must be a bubbles, and with every bubbles, there must be a howl. The game is freaking out right now, so I'm gonna just slow down time. Oh, I see now. I see why the game's trying to crash out on me, because these two. Much better. And now we're gonna copy. And now we're gonna now the amount of bubbles have doubled. And they are now creating a big layer of themselves all over the floor. The next couple of bubbles rain down. There are now 4 howls and probably 100 bubbles. Rain. Rain bubbles. The bubbles rain. Rain down the bubbles. Rain. Bro, these guys must be like in pain, bro. Constant pain. But it's worth it to fill the map or crash my game trying. Lord. I'm gonna pause the game so my phone can rest slightly. Just a bunch of orange balls everywhere. Launching the next couple of bulbs. Yeah, my phone's dead now. Not literally dead, but it wants to die. It desperately wants to die. Oh my god. This must be a huge relief for my phone. So yeah, I showcased all the mods. I've filled the map and almost crashed my game with bubbles. And I got nothing.